Hey, so this is Priya. Today I would like to talk something important. When we're talking about many conflicts like human-elephant conflicts, even leopard-human conflicts in Sri Lanka, this thing plays a main and crucial role behind that conflict. So understanding this thing clearly helps to correlate it to that conflict. Or this is the reason, this is the core reason for this kind of conflicts. Basically, the forest fragmentation and edge effect. Okay. What is this forest fragmentation and edge effect? Let me make it clear. A continuous big forest, imagine a big continuous forest, have become into small patches. Visual idea, take this. Okay, there is a big continuous forest. Okay, that become into small patches. This is called forest fragmentation. How does it happen? Because of us. Yeah, because of us. We make highways, we make dams, we make farmlands, urbanization, deforestation, cutting trees for wood and other purpose. That things make the forest into small patches. Okay, the forest is becoming patches. So what's the deal? What's the main thing? Whenever the forest become patches into small patches, there will be more edges. So see here. So if we take here, this is the edge. But if we talk here, there is a considerable amount of edge. Here there is a considerable amount of edge. Here and here. When we consider this edge and combine of all these edges, here the edge is high. Here edge is low. Whenever the edge is high, there is a special kind of effect called edge effect. Before talking about the edge effect, I would like to show Sri Lanka's fragmented forest, the forest patches. So I will share a map. Through the map I will explain what is this. Okay, I will explain what is this because it will be more clear to have that map and the explanation. So let's go with that. Okay, here in this map, you guys can clearly see two colored regions. Okay, a green and a pink region. Okay, the green region says the primitive forest, and the region in the pink shows the tree cover loss. Let's take a particular place. Okay, let's go for this area. Okay, see, once this might be a full continuous forest, a big forest, but see here, these tree covers have been lost. This is indicating, the pink color is indicating the tree cover loss. So the primitive tree cover has been lost. It means that the primitive forest has been gone, vanished. So because of this part is vanished, these two forests become separated. So this is a patch and this is a patch. So like this you can see in this area you can see so many patches. This is called forest fragmentation. So because of that you can see several edges, many edges here. You can see many edges. So this lead to edge effect. Okay, this lead to edge effect. Let's see what is this edge effect is. Okay, so now we need to understand about this edge effect. Edge effect means edge. In the edge there are two ecosystems. So there are two different ecosystems. Imagine we cut a forest. Okay, we cut forest and create an agricultural land, a farmland nearby. So there is a forest. So there is a forest and a farmland. Okay, these both are two different ecosystems. Okay, the forest and farmland. Those are two different ecosystems merging in a one particular place. That's edge. In the edge, so many things are different comparing to the true deep dense forest, the core forest. In the core, the forest is pretty cool. The humidity level is high. The sunlight, there was not a bright sunlight. The exposure to the sunlight is very low, and it is pretty silent and quiet. It's suitable for many species because many species love silence and cool environment, low sunlight exposure. The temperature, they live in low temperature. Many amphibians and many other species. but we are cutting a particular place. We are making that place open and visible. Then more sunlight get into that place. More sunlight means the temperature might rise, the humidity level drops. So that place is not suitable for the species which allows the cool climate and high humidity and low sunlight. So they do what? They can do only two things. They might go inside. They might go inside to the deep forest, or they might die. Because if they move, they survive. If they can't move, they might die. So that's the thing. That's the true thing which can happen, because they can't adapt to that environment so fast. Once cut, once it's exposed, suddenly they can't change that. Here, what happened next? The thing. Imagine the species in the edge when we are cutting a particular place and make it visible and creating an edge effect. The species in the edge area, they don't love that place. They go into the deep. When they go into the deep, what will happen? Competition get higher. Again, let's talk with this picture. Imagine more species living around here, these areas. Okay? There are several species living around this area. We are cut and make it fragmented. So once this deer here, the species living here, okay, we are constructing a highway or whatever farmland in this region, creates the edge. Then let's let me draw and show. Okay, when we creating a highway, okay, when we are creating a highway, so for better visibility, we'll change the pen. Okay, here we are creating a highway. So this region here and this particular region is exposed. So edge effect is affecting this area. And here the edge effect is coming. When edge effect is coming, the species in this particular region can do several things. They can move into the deep area. They can move into the deep forest. Okay, they can move into the deep forest, or they might die. When they're getting inside, the crowd will increase. Whenever the crowd is increased, there are limited resources. The limited resources makes a competition for food and shelter, for everything. There is a high competition. So according to the nature, the fittest survive. So the weak animals and weak species will die. They might go. Okay? Or if you talk about birds, it might migrate to another place. So whenever this edge effect is forming, in the long term, the species richness in that place will get decrease. Will get decrease. Many species might lose their life or might migrate to another place. In the edges, if we talk about the edges, the first thing, microclimatic conditions. The temperature is high, low humidity, and imagine a bird nest in a place where that place is very quiet and there is no any disturbance. In the edges, can those birds can build their nest very noisy, high temperature? So it cannot happen. So they might go inside or they might go to another place. They might migrate. Next, the predation. The edge. Imagine there is a farmland or there is a village. We had created a new village. We have more domestic animals like cat and cow, cat, cow, and dogs. So those species are not belongs to that forest environment. Those are new predators. Imagine dog, cat are in the edges. Imagine we might talk on cats and the birds. There are nesting areas of birds, but there is no cat before. But because of the edge, we have cut and opened the forest and created this edge thing. That those birds getting a new predator, the cat. Now the cat may hunt. So that thing happen. We are cutting and exposing the place. It helps many species to predate. We are exposing their nesting grounds, the breeding grounds, so it reduces the population in that particular place. So these are main thing. And whenever the forest can become patches, the ground size will reduce. the forest size get reduced and reduced and reduced. Now let's talk this with the main two problems in Sri Lanka. One is human-elephant conflict, and the other one is leopard and human conflicts. Here, I need to talk about another particular thing called metapopulation. What does it mean, this metapopulation? Basically, if we talk about elephant, those elephants are in herds, a group of elephants, but not all the groups are at a single point. So there are many groups. Okay, there are many groups. We talk about a big area. For this, for here, we might talk it like this. Okay, there is a particular elephant group here. In the big forest, we might say there is a particular elephant group here. Okay, so there is a particular elephant group here, and there is another group here. There is another group here, and there is another group here. Okay, in this slide, this is called metapopulation, a big separated population, but always interconnected. Okay, always interconnected. That thing, the word called interconnected means they have a movement. They have a movement. It means elephant on this population can move here. Elephant from this population can move here. Elephant from this population can move here. So there is a movement around among this population, which help them to build their genetic diversity. Because of these things, they gain more genetic variants. More genetic variants means they get more fit. So they get more fit. They can adapt to the changes very easily. So one elephant can move here and spread its genetics here. From here, elephant can move here and spread its genetics here. So these connected metapopulation help them to make their genetic variability high genetic fitness. That is a main important thing to the evolution. So because of the genetic fitness, they can adapt to the changing environment. So that's an important thing. But here, what we have done is something dangerous, something important we need to know. We have made the forest like these patches. So here, one elephant group is isolated. So one elephant group is trapped here, and another group is here, and another group is here. Okay, you may say every patches has these elephant patches. The thing, they need to have a movement. They need to have a movement among them. So they need to have a movement. 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 But what we have done here, we have created, for example, a highway among here. So there is a highway. Imagine there is a highway, and this elephant from this particular group can go here. It cannot go, cannot move. The movement is restricted, so they cannot move. So here, are they going to move here? No. Here, can they move? Can't. They can't move. If they can't move, in the long term, the genetic diversity get reduced. Whenever the genetic diversity is getting lower, there has a higher threat for extinction. So that's the bad thing which can happen in the future because of our work. So we are creating barriers which those species cannot move. Same to the leopard. So same to the leopard population in the Sri Lanka. Those are in very isolated population. Whenever they were in isolated population, the movement have been restricted. So that is one reason for these conflicts. Why they need to move. Okay, imagine there is a farmland, or imagine there is a village among this area. The elephant need to move here to here because they have the memory. So they have used that path for several million years. So suddenly we are creating a barrier, but they know this is their path. They need to move. So they always try to move across here. If there is a farmland, they try to cross among the farmland. If there is a village, they try to cross among this village. Then the conflict starts. So that's the first contact point why these conflicts are happening. You got the point, I think. Next thing, these elephant and these leopards has a big movement. So they need a big area to live. For example, if we're talking about elephant, they need a big area to move. They need a big area to move and to feed. But when these forests are get into these kind of patches, the movement is restricted. Whenever the movement is restricted, they can't find a lot of food among this place. Here, it can move around this huge area and they can find a lot of food. But here, the movement is restricted, so the food get low. But then the second reason for the conflict, if there is a farmland here, imagine the elephant will sense here we can get the food easily. Okay, here we can get the food easily, and always we do what is easy for us. We don't like to do the hard things. Okay, so then elephant also same. Elephant do what? Okay, rather than moving here, if we get to this farmland, we get more food. So it's easy peasy. So elephant come to that farmland, the conflict start. Same with the leopard. Inside, because of the edge effect, competition get rise and animals diversity get low, richness get low. Then leopards lack food. Then it enters the village. So because village, there are a lot of domesticated animals, like goat, cow, dogs, cat. So there are a lot of variety of food for easy target for these leopards. So they enter to enter to this environment, this village. The second point, the conflict starts. So these are the basic things behind these big conflicts. So finally, what is the cause? What's the reason? Everything starts with this forest fragmentation and eject. We are destroying the forest. We are breaking the forest into these tiny patches and creating new conflicts. So who is the mastermind behind these conflicts? Us, human. Our activities leads to these conflicts. Imagine how many lives have been gone with both sides, humans, and there are a lot of human deaths happen because of these conflicts, as well as for the particular animal. So as humans, as Sri Lankans, we need to know the main story behind this forest fragmentation and edge effects leads to such a conflict. So for that, what we can do, we can take simple steps. Rebuilding our forest, reforestation, help for a reforestation program, or you can even plant a tree. If we make this forest cover big, it will help us to reduce this conflict, or we can create a sustainable eco corridors. We need to do a research and which place is suitable for the eco corridors, and we need to place them on the right place, because I already said those animals have the memory, because in the several years they're following a same pathway. So suddenly we are creating another alternate pathway, so you need to go like this, like in the traffic. So animals don't behave like that, so they have the memory, or in this way, if I go I can reach to that place. But there's a barrier. They can't do anything. They can't go an alternate way. So we need to find the correct place and place the eco corridors if they are placing. So we need to know these ideas behind that. So hope this video might give a clear idea about these conflicts. What are the reasons for this conflict, and Sri Lanka's forest getting patches, becoming into patches, the forest fragmentation and edge effect, and the important part is the metapopulation. You guys might think that's a simple thing. Like, no, that is the future. If the metapopulation, among the metapopulation, if the movement is restricted, in the long term, the genetic variation will be decreased. It will be cause for its extinction. We can't adapt to the changing environment that much fast. So the population also might die. For example, there are so here there are several population. Imagine here in this population there is one male and several females. Think that one male died somehow disease, so whatever the reason, it might die. So only here, only the population has only female members. Then how they going to reproduce? So how they going to sustain? So the population's growth rate stop on that point. If the metapopulation and it's connected, male from this population can move here and recolonize this area. So that's how that's the beauty of the environment. It always has its balance. It's balancing something, but we just collapsing the balance. So let us get good knowledge. We need to learn about these kind of things, and it helps us in several points where if we know about these problems and this area, what will happen if we cut the trees and clear the area, we might raise our voice. Okay, we can talk, we can say, we can involve in policy making and several areas which we can be a part. And for that we need the knowledge. This channel is made for that. So I was trying to make aware of some several environmental issues and what are the countries and causes. So if you follow me and like and share, if you support me, you guys can get more idea about this. So thank you. I will meet you with a wonderful new topic related to the environment in the next video. So until that, bye. Thanks for watching.